Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Welcome to the morning drive. How are you? I put out a couple of videos over the weekend. You may want to check them out. But right now, I want to talk about AI in my video games. Specifically talking about the next generation Xbox and everything they've been talking about, how this technology can remember everything that you've been doing. Guys, as we've said before, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now, you've seen what these companies have tried to do in the past as far as regulating your behavior online with the amount of tools that they have. What do you think they would do with this? The machine would probably be spying on you, right, to see if you said the right words. It is incredible. You know, 1984 is here for all practical purposes when it comes to life on the internet. And nobody thought this, this was going to happen when we were connecting to America Online back in the day. As a matter of fact, I kind of wish I was back then. Where we actually had freedom on the internet. Do you remember the old Call of Duty lobbies? How long do you think today's youth would last in those? Today's fragile youth. They wouldn't. And what do you think these companies would do with that technology? Right? They would get your information and do with it as they please. To your detriment, of course, because you are a product. You are a product to be sold and traded like a commodity in the world of information. Now, guys, if you're like me or any other males, when you're playing with your friends, sometimes you jokingly say things that others might find offensive at the moment, but you're just joking within the context of your friends. You might have some inside jokes. For example, like my friends and I, when we're playing, we tend to, make fun of our legal status here in the US. We use terms like border fresh, the W word, the dreaded W word, right? And for those of you who are not Hispanic, the word is wetback. There goes this video buried in the algorithm, right? So they will do exactly what YouTube does with my videos, right? With certain words they don't want to hear. And I touch on these constantly because I think it is important that we think about these things in these contexts. If you're a socialist and if you think me calling you a socialist is a derogatory term, it is not. I'm just describing what you are. If you are a Marxist, I'm describing what you are. It's not an insult, right? It's an insult to the intellect to believe in those things, in my opinion, right? But that's just my opinion. But what happens when those terms become persona non grata for Microsoft or Sony or the powers that be? They will use this power to censor you. They will use this power to take away social credits, if you will. How do we sit here and criticize China as a nation when in some form or another you're a lot more freer in China than you are here in the US when it comes to freedom of speech? Right? Look at all the things that I can't say on this channel about certain people. I would be safer, right, criticizing my government than I am criticizing individuals' political beliefs depending on their sexuality. That's a fact. That's a fact. Undeniable fact. That if I sit here and argue with a person just on a political basis about what they believe politically, if I'm winning the argument and the other person starts crying, that would be considered hate. Their lack of character and their lack of a good argument would be considered hate. by the platform that we're having the argument on. It's ridiculous. This is what this power will be used for, not only here, but everywhere. Big Brother will be spying on you everywhere. That to me is a problem. And look, I'm not saying this just as an alarmist. I use its technology every day. It is very helpful in some instances. Do I want this technology at work? Absolutely. It makes my job a whole hell of a lot easier, let me tell you. It makes me more efficient. And it really is a great tool to have. But I don't want it in my personal life. I do not want this policing me, especially in video games, which is just about the only time that I have for myself, except for, you know, these rantings that I do on my way to work. And even these are policed, as you can see. So, you know, the system is set up. I can sit here and talk about individuals all I want, and I will be rewarded for it. But the minute I start talking about the system, the minute I start talking about platforms, the minute I start talking about their political and social beliefs, well, they take action. What do you think they will do with the ultimate power of AI in their fingertips? They will absolutely police you from now until the end of time. They will use you. They will force your behavior, because if you don't do the right things, if you don't say the right things, then you're going to be in trouble. In many ways, they will compel speech, because you can't give your honest opinions on certain facts if they don't want them said on their platform. And if you don't have a presence on the internet today, as a business, as a politician, as an individual, for all practical purposes, you don't exist. And all these companies, whether it's Google, Microsoft, you name it, they can erase you from this planet. They can erase you from any algorithm. They can erase any single voice that you thought. And then where are you going to go? I don't know. We may have to go back to print media and print it ourselves. But nobody likes to read anymore. So for all practical purposes, you will be deleted. That is not a future that I want for myself, nor for my kids. It's something to watch. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.